Hello, I'm Muamala and you're watching Hornbill TV. The first state-level online philatelic exhibition, billed as Nagapex 2022, a 3-day event was started at Kohima. The exhibition is organized by Nagaland Postal Division under the aegis of Postmaster General Northeast 2, Dimapur, to showcase India's rich cultural heritage and observance of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Today is the closing function of the first state-level online philatelic exhibition in Nagaland. Let's go straight to the live and see the order of the program.
2022 in Nagaland. A special cover for commemorating the event will be released by the Honorable Sri Amitabh Kharkwal, the Chief Postmaster General, Northeast Circle, Shillong. This online exhibition is being organized by Nagaland Postal Division from the 3rd to 5th February 2022 for the promotion of philately, to showcase India's rich cultural heritage and in observance of 75 years of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Our media partners for this program is the Hornbill TV, pure entertainment group, providing live coverage in their channel as well as in their social media platforms. The exhibition can be viewed and visited by logging to our official website www.nagapex2022.com. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure and privilege to introduce to our distinguished guest for today's program. First and foremost, we are obliged to have with us our Honorable Chief Postmaster General, Northeast Circle, Shillong, Sri Amitabh Kharkwal, sir, as our esteemed Chief Guest for today. He will be joining us virtually from Shillong. We are delighted to have the Honorable Postmaster General, Northeast 2 Region, Sri Somkamesh sir. He will join us virtually from Dimapur. We are honored to have with us the Honorable Sri Gregory Thezavelier, the Deputy Commissioner of Kohima, as our guest of honor for today. He is with us to grace the occasion. We are honored to have with us the Honorable Sri Gregory. We are honored to have with us the Honorable Sri Inalo Zimomi, Principal District and Session Judge, Dimapur, as our special guest. He will join us virtually from Dimapur. We are also honored to have respected Sri Birendra Sharma, an eminent philatelist and a jury member of this exhibition. He will join us virtually from Udaipur, Rajasthan. On the dais, we also have respected Sri Razuzaki Pinyo, the Superintendent of Post Offices Nagaland Division, and respected Sri Kebileko, the Postmaster Kohima Head Post Office. We also have respected Sri Nabinkar, the Branch Manager IPPB Kohima, distinguished philatelist, respected jury members of this online philatelist exhibition, representatives of print and electronic media, and all distinguished guests. Now, without any further ado, we shall start the program with the felicitation of our esteemed guest. We are honored to have the Honorable Sri Gregory Thezavelier, IAS, the Deputy Commissioner of Kohima, who has consented to be our guest of honor for today. Sir, please do accept this token of our respect. I request Sir Sri Razuzaki Pinyo, the Superintendent of Post Offices, Nagaland Postal Division, to please felicitate our guest of honor with a shawl. Thank you, sir. We are obliged to have the Honorable Sri Inalo Zimomi, Principal District and Session Judge Dimapur, as our special guest. He joins us virtually from Dimapur. Sir, please do accept this token of our appreciation from Kumari Sharon Lassu, the Assistant Manager, IPPP Dimapur. Thank you. We are pleased to have the Honorable Postmaster General, NE2 Region, Sri Som Kamesa, who also joins us virtually from Dimapur. Sir, please accept this token of our respect and appreciation from Srimati Hobika, Postal Assistant Dimapur, MDG. Thank you. Without music and dance, programs and functions are incomplete in Nagaland. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this folk song tells that nothing in this world is permanent, neither joy nor sorrow. Let's count our blessings while under the sun. Presenting the song, Eva Möller, Minika Möller. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sarako, cultural troupe from Sakesang tribe of Nagaland. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Sarako cultural troupe presenting the beautiful song Iwa Mala Minika Mala. Now moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite our first speaker, who is also the guest of honor for today's program, Sri Gregory Tezaweli, IAS, the Deputy Commissioner of Kohima, to deliver his speech.
Chairperson of our program, Mr. Joy, the Assistant Superintendent of Post Kohima, most respected Chief Guest, Shri Amitabh Karkwal, the Chief Postmaster General, Northeast Circle, Shillong, the special guest, Shri Inalo Jimomi, Principal District and Session Judge, Dimapur, Shri Shom Kamai, the Postmaster General, Northeast Written Region 2, Dimapur, all of them joining us virtually from their respective places. Respected officers of the post office establishment here in Kohima, all the philatelists, distinguished guests, invitees, media fraternity, and all present. Indeed, I'm delighted to be associating myself with this program being organized by the Nagaland Division of the Postal Department, where we are organizing the Nagaland Philatelic Exhibition 2022. As we are aware, we are still in the midst of the pandemic, and for that, even today's program, we are organizing online through virtual mode, and that's where we are unable to get things organized in an offline mode, where normally, if the situation had been good, we would have been doing it offline, and we would have expected much more participation. But anyway, the initiative taken by the Nagaland Division of the Postal Department is quite appreciated, and I'm happy that since 1999, this philatelic exhibition has been introduced here in Nagaland, and since then it has been going on. And like here in the state, I think a lot of emphasis is being given to in this area, and where even all the northeastern states are participating and organizing annual events. So that is very a good encouragement. We all know philately is about stamp collection, but it's not only collection, but studying whatever is being collected, the motives, the reasons behind the background of how these stamps are being brought out and things like that. So a lot has to be learned and needs to be learned. And of course, I can remember my younger days where even our superintendent of post, we happened to study in the same school, in a boarding school. And I can remember that we used to take a lot of interest in stamp collection. At least to me, I had that interest those years. So it was interesting to collect stamps, and in fact, I should also say that through those activities, I was also able to learn certain things during my formation years. So it was interesting. We all know that since the advancement of information technology, a lot of rapid developments are taking place as far as communication is concerned. And that way, I should say that the postal services and how they function may not be the same as what it used to be years back. Anyway, it has not lost its relevance, and I'm happy that the postal department is still doing a lot of things besides the normal postal activities. I think we also have a lot of activities under your insurance schemes or the savings schemes and a whole of lot more things. So we are happy that all these things are being carried out, and I should say that the postal network is quite strong, and it is spread all over, even in our state. It is spreading to all the districts, subdivisions, so the coverage in itself is quite extensive and deep. So I'm sure had the situation been better, the organizers could have been able to organize these things in a more elaborate and more extensive manner, and we would have got a lot of participation. Nonetheless, I'm glad to learn that under the various categories there are participants, and we have I'm glad that there are 16 participants from the students under the youth category, with 135 exhibitions that is from Nagaland. And also glad to learn that there are 12 participants under the invitee category, with 721 exhibits from Nagaland and across the country and displayed in the website. I'm also happy that at least 42 participants in postcard miniature competition, art competition from 40 schools across the states have participated. I'm sure that more and more students will come forward in the days to come, because this is one area where, as I've said, we can still do more, and I hope the Postal Department will carry its programs further in the years to come, and we hope that the situation will improve, and in the coming years we will be able to get more participation from the students and the interested people as far as philately is concerned. So with these few words, I again express my happiness to be part of this program and joining in this closing function, and I wish the department all the best in its future endeavor, and I hope that we will be able to achieve higher targets and involve more students and bring them under this hobby and the world of philately. So with these few words, I conclude my speech, and thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words and excellent speech. Ladies and gentlemen, inviting our next speaker, the Principal District and Session Judge, Dimapur. Please welcome our special guest, Sri Inalo Zimomi, joining us virtually from Dimapur. Joining us virtually.
Gentlemen on the chair. Respected Sri Amitabh, Chief Postmaster General, respected Sri Somkame, the Postmaster General, Northeast Region, respected Sri Gregory Tejawele, Deputy Commissioner, Dimapur, Kohima, various dignitaries joining us from various places online, participants, and especially the students and children who are joining us online. A very good morning to you all. I'm very privileged here today to sit here and give a short speech to you all. I was approached by the Postal Department to give a short speech, and I was asking them on what topic should I speak, and I was told mainly to encourage the newly upcoming philatelists, that is to the students and children. So I'll be speaking on that only. As we all know, philately is said to be the king of hobbies. And conversely, it is known as the hobby of the kings also. But anyway, I'll come to that later. We are very disadvantaged. At the outset, we are very disadvantaged in a sense that we don't have any stamp vendors out here in Nagaland. I remember when I started my stamp collections way back, about 35 years back, that a circle of us, we used to have pen pals from various countries. I had pen pals from Bhutan, from Russia, from Austria, and my other friends, they had from other countries. And then we used to write letters to each other, and then we used to ask for stamps and all, and that's how I started my collection. So here, nowadays, stamps are available online also. So what I would like to encourage those who are starting the stamp collection is that you buy a packet of stamps containing about, say, 2,000 to 3,000 stamps, a packet of stamps, you get it online. So you start with that. And then the first thing is that you have to sort it out by countries. And then if you don't know, there'll be stamps, there'll be some certain countries which you wouldn't know about also, but don't throw it away. Just keep it, and then you sort it out by countries first. And later on, you go to your interests. Philately is such a subject that it gives us a whole range of topics of our interests. You can have if you are interested in astronomy, you can start collecting on astronomy. You can start collecting on flora and fauna, and there on flora and fauna also you can break it up into various categories also. And then you have sports, games and sports. You can have on diverse topics. So that's the advantage the hobby of stamp collection gives us. Here, stamp collection philately does not only include stamp collections. It includes various other collections also. For example, we have postal stationery. Some collect postal stationeries, where postal stationeries includes covers, that is envelopes, inland letters. You have registered letter covers, and then various other topics also will come under this. Various other collections will come under this topic. Sometimes you can start collecting on fiscal stamps also. Fiscal stamps is with regard to revenue stamps, court fee stamps, and the likes. So we can have diverse topics under philately. Here you can start your collection with service stamps also. Service stamps are those stamps which are actually called official stamps. So people collect on service stamps also, and there are some persons who collect mainly postmarks only. Postmarks are those stamped marks which are put on letters, postcards, and all. And so some they collect only postcards. So we can have diverse collections under philately. So here, those who are starting your stamp collections, please remember, if you come across a stamp which you are confused about, please don't throw it away. Keep it, and then you try to study about that, because there are some certain countries which they don't write their countries' names also. For example, Japan, they don't write Japan in the postage stamp. They just write Nippon. Or for example, Hungary, they are known as Magare Posta. For example, Romania, they write Posta Romana. It's like that. So there are certain things. If you don't know, please don't throw it away. If you are confused about it, you ask other philatelists also. They'll try to help you out. And then we are always here to help you out. And then doing right, not only collecting stamps, not only collecting stamps should be your target, doing it right also. And I would like to tell you, never use glue or glue sticks for your postage stamps. Here, of course, out here in Nagaland, we don't get such things, those hinges and mounts and all. But always try to procure hinges and mounts. For hinges, those used stamps, you can use hinges, and for unused mint stamps, you can use mounts. So there are some certain things which you should do right from the very beginning. So to those upcoming philately, please do remember, never damage your stamps also. Keep it in pristine conditions, and then if you are confused about any stamps, please do not throw it away. You keep it, you consult your friends, or you do a research on it. That's how you improve your knowledge also on philately. Here, before I conclude, I would like to make a few suggestions to the postal departments also. If the postal departments can, if the postal department can help, say every district they should about 2-3 schools having a philately club, and then organize some activities, about 3-4 activities a year. It'll be very helpful. It will be very helpful for promoting philately also and stamp collections. And then, if the postal department have the authority, why not organize a letter writing day also? Have a competition on that, and then, as I was saying, a philately club for some few schools in each district, and then we can have a state level, a district level, and maybe a state level competitions on various activities also. So time is of the essence today. So I thank you all. I thank you all for giving me this opportunity, and then my best wishes to all the philatelists. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words about developing the hobby of philately and valuable suggestion. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, next is the speech from our Honorable Postmaster General, NE2, joining us virtually from Dimapur. Please help me welcome Sri Som Kamai sir.
Respected Chief Postmaster General, Shri Amitabh Kharakwal sir, Shri Gregory Tejawali, Deputy Commissioner Kohima, Shri Inalo Zimumi, Principal District and Session Judge Dimapur, Shri Raju Finyo, Superintendent of Post Offices Nagaland, and my dear friends. Today is a very important day for the Postal Department in Nagaland, because we have shown the world that we can successfully conduct this online exhibition, which we are doing for the first time in Nagaland. And even though this pandemic has forced us to adapt to the new situation, but this type of difficult situation we have turned it into an opportunity, and I think we have managed to reach out to the many places where we wouldn't have been able to reach if we had had a physical exhibition. So in a way, online exhibition is also a very new thing for us, and also this advantage that we can reach wider audience. So For this, I would like to thank the organizer based in Kohima, Shri Finio and his team, who has been working quite hard for the last few days to ensure that this platform is used not only in the social media, but also setting up a website and also now being telecast live in the local television channel. So I congratulate the organizer on this, and I've heard Mr. Inalo Zimomi's speech, in which he said that our postal department should take more initiative to organize such activities. I am very happy to say that in Nagaland there are 2 or 3 schools who already function on a philatelic club, and we will be coordinating more, and like you suggested, I will ensure that the department organizes more competition like stamp design competition, letter writing competition, etc., and involve more school children. And it's only because of this pandemic that we have not been able to involve more children. But now that the pandemic situation hopefully will be getting better, so once the school opens up, I'm sure more activities will be taking place, and I hope Superintendent Kohima will be noting this, and we assure you that we will have more activities in the coming days. Once again, I thank all the guests, all the dignitaries who have agreed, especially our Chief Postmaster General, who has been a rock behind the whole activities, leading the whole circle with his dynamic leadership. I thank him, sir, for everything that you have given support for, and I also like to acknowledge my team who have been behind this, all the successful holding of this activity. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your great speech. The Hornbill Festival is a celebration held every year from the 1st to 10th December in Nagaland state of India. It is also called the Festival of Festivals. The first festival was held in the year 2000. The festival showcases Nagaland's traditional and cultural heritage in all its ethnicity and grandeur. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, here is a small video clip on this festival.
The Hornbill Festival, organized by the state government since 2000, is an annual tourism promotional event to showcase Nagaland's traditional and cultural heritage in all its ethnicity and grandeur. It is the coming together of all the tribes that make up the Nagaland, as it were. The Hornbill Festival is a collaborative celebration of all Naga tribes, department and NGOs at one venue, and has been coined as the Festival of Festivals, as it is a combination of all tribe festivals of Nagaland. The festival is a tribute to the great hornbill, which is the most admired and revered bird for the Nagas for its qualities of alertness and grandeur. The majestic bird is closely identified with the social and cultural life of the Nagas as reflected in various tribal folklores, dances and songs. The awe and admiration for the bird is symbolically displayed on almost all tribal traditional headgears worn during the festival and is indicative of the commonness of the Nagas. The Hornbill Festival of Nagaland is a cultural extravaganza to revive, protect and preserve the riches and the uniqueness of the Naga heritage, while for the tourists and visitors to this event, it is a means for a comprehensive understanding of Naga people, their land and culture. The 14th edition of the Hornbill Festival witnessed the first Hornbill Master Chef 2013, which was conducted with the view to promote Naga indigenous cuisine, along with a melange of cultural performances, indigenous games, motor sporting events, floral galleria, etc. It has now become a unique platform for the tourists to witness the cultural diversity not only of the Nagas but the 7 other sister states of Northeast India in all its wonder and glory. Since 2007, international cultural troupes have been taking part in it, and it is slowly turning out to be an international event. It is slowly turning out to be
Hope everyone have enjoyed the video. Moving forward, now I invite Sri Birendra Sharma, an eminent philatelist cum a jury member, to please join us from Jaipur, Rajasthan, and deliver his speech. I also request Sri Sharma to please read out the jury report on the first state-level online philatelic exhibition in Nagaland.
Distinguished guests, I'm just sharing my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen. I hope you can see my screen, right? So, for this particular webinar, just our topic is exhibiting postal stationery, how we can efficiently exhibit this. So before moving towards that, the agenda of this small talk is like we need to understand what is the definition of postal stationery, what is the exhibit purpose and scope that we have to include in this, and what are the judging criteria that are involved with this. So let's begin with definition of postal stationery. So postal stationery comprises postal matter which either bears an official authorized pre-printed stamp. So it should have a pre-printed stamp on top of it, or device, or inscription by hand, indicating a specific face value of the postage that is related service has been prepaid. So the item those falls under this category comes as a postal stationery. So the main thing that we have to see here is that the specific value has been prepaid for the postage services or its related services. So these are the few examples. Like this is the one postcard which is a formula postcard. Why we say formula? Because the stamp was pasted later, right? So 1/4 Anna stamp was the Jaipur state for the postage. It was posted later, so it wasn't a prepaid stationery. In terms of the classification, like there are three classes. One is the physical form, availability, and function. So we will see those. In physical forms, like those are letter sheet or aerograms, which we say in India like antarpeshi, envelopes, registered envelopes, postcard, reply postcard, letter cards, wrapper, or any printed form. So those are the physical forms. In terms of exhibit size, like according to FIT, like Federation of International Philately, these are the sizes, those are allowed, and exhibitor can select based on their available items, like which would be the appropriate size. They can select these sheet size, and they can start exhibiting it. The another important question generally the people ask, like, do we have to include used or mint, or we can say unused, or both? So you can have mix both of them, but at the same time you need to maintain the entire. In exhibit, you have to maintain one thing, whatever you are selecting. If you are selecting mixed mode, you can use it with mixed mode. All used, you can use all used or mint. So in some of the cases, like in postal stationery specifically, the cutouts, those also can be exhibited. In the few countries, those were allowed. In India also, in till 1907, this cutout of postal stationery was allowed. This is one of the 3-ana aircraft used of George VI, and this has been sent to England. And archival material is the one important aspect, specifically for the Indian states and British India. So whatever type of archival materials, like those are essay, proof, hand-painted essay, specimen, those it can be included in the exhibit, and that increase the weightage of it. Some of the things like cancelled from the post office, of course it's allowed, like in British India that you can use. So the important point, which is applicable for all classes, like exhibit purpose and scope. So we need to define what is the exhibit purpose. So these are the two examples which is given. Like in example 1, we are saying that the purpose of this exhibit is to show in-depth study of all India postal stationery of Queen Victoria. And in second, we are writing that the purpose of this exhibit to show the varieties and use of British India official wrappers. So by this, what we are doing, we are defining country, period, and issue together. That whether it's a physical form or availability function. So defining purpose is a very important aspect. We need to define it. Defining scope after purpose, like what is the scope of it? What we are covering, what we are not covering in the exhibit, and this is applicable for all in all categories. So like we are writing here like dye varieties, printing errors, varieties, watermark of the paper. Those all are under the scope of exhibit. And this example which we have shown, like Victorian postal stationery used for convention state or other countries like British East Africa or Zanzibar, those are out of scope, which shows that the exhibitor is having enough knowledge about this subject. So we need to write the scope of boundaries. Then in purpose and scope, like the primary thing should be postal stationery. If it is the exhibit of postal stationery, if it is the exhibit of traditional, we need to focus on stamps. If it is postal history items should give more primary treatment. And if we see the judging criteria, so this is the judging criteria, and mostly for all categories apart from thematic and youth. This is a judging criteria where 30 marks, which say treatment 20 and philatelic importance 10. Physical and related knowledge and personal research is 35. Condition and rarity altogether 30, and presentation 5. So we need to focus on more about philatelic and related knowledge and personal study and research. This is a highly weighted area when we are exhibiting it. So exhibitors must understand that they have to do research and study about what type of material they are selecting, how they are exhibiting. So these are the few things. Of course, it is all available on various websites, including FIP website. All exhibitors, those who are interested, they can get and download from there. So in terms of treatment, like, as I said, in title page, we have to write clear, defined purpose, scope, and plan. And the entire exhibit should be in a logical flow. So, and it should reflect like proper headlines at each supporting pages, sub-headlines of that. There should be a good balance between all parts. So, if we are showing region-wide, so all the regions should have a proper weightage. And the primary focus in postal statement exhibit should be in postal statement side. And second, like, rate, route, and additional ranking of that. That's it. So this is one of example, like how we can write an introduction page, which is having introduction, purpose, scope, exhibit plan, and references. So from where exhibitor have got information and what are his knowledge, which reflects his knowledge, like what are the materials which he has seen, what are the books and libraries he has referred, and so these are the in each and every criteria. Special focus, if we have to talk about like knowledge and personal study, correct description is the more important aspect for any discipline, right? And if exhibitor can write which is early record or number of printed, what is the watermark of that, perforation, paper variety, printing variety, that shows research, right? And if it is obvious, don't describe those, right? You can write correct route, rate. So this is one of the example where exhibitor have defined why this extra ranking is. So this is from FPO 1, which is for the picking. It's the CEF, China Expeditory Post. It's the print post office used in Queen Victorian period. And why this 3 pies pair has been this? Because the rate was for British Empire country was 1 anna. So to make it 1 anna, they have put additional franking on top of it. This is for the route, like this is used from Siliguri. And that time, via Brindisi route was requiring half anna additional on postcard. So to make it 1.5 anna, the sender have pasted half anna extra and sent from Siliguri to Denmark. An unusual destination is another important aspect. This is from Aden to San Marino, was a very uncommon destination that time. Some of the errors in printing variety, those are also important factors. Exhibitors can show them, they can highlight those. Like if there is a miscut, this is used from Hyderabad state. So these are the examples. Conditions should be in best possible quality. So ordinary material should be without any defect, and the difficult items should be in the best possible quality. Right, and we need to make sure that there is a clear postmark, no seam corner, no band, no perforation, etc. And rarity is 20 marks varying. So all the best items should be in that part of it. That should be the aim. And if there is any proof, essay, or rejected, those are there. They can put it. And the another important aspect is if we have to show, like, if registered, used, or maybe additional ranking, they can use it as criterion. So these are the few examples of rarity. Like, this is a reply postcard, came back to India from the foreign country to India back. So this is a proper use of UPU reply postcard, right? From Germany to Calcutta back. And of course, we can do overlapping. We can see here in this example. But those windowing or overlapping can be used only for mint items. And whatever information we want to show, that should not be hidden. That we can show very clearly. And presentation, it should be a good use of page. There should be sufficient write-up and not too much text on that. And variation in mounting. So we have seen in few examples like variation in mounting. As this was a very quick and short, so I'm just closing this webinar and moving towards the jury report. In jury report, first state level virtual philatelic exhibition, Nagaland Postal Division, NagaPex 2022. The jury has great pleasure in presenting the jury reports for NagaPex 2022. The first Nagaland state online philatelic exhibition held from 3rd to 5th February 22. The jury team consists of Sri Madhukar Devgaka, Sri Virendra Sharma as a jury member, evaluated the exhibit. The exhibits have been evaluated in accordance with FIP and special regulation and India Post regulation as modified for state level standards. The competitive class consisted of 16 exhibit frames with 16 exhibits. There were 12 exhibits in invitee class. The overall standard of exhibits was satisfactory, but there is a considerable scope of improvement. It was also observed that there was no exhibit in traditional postal history, postal stationery, and picture postcard classes. It was observed that several exhibits, the title and the plan page needs to improve. It is very important that exhibitors should set the scope and objective of exhibit by selecting the appropriate title and of the exhibit. Several exhibits there were too much or too less write-up, or too much or too less stamps in the sheet, or we can say the few postally used covers on top of it. So, after careful evaluation, the jury is pleased to award 5 silver and 10 bronze medals to the winners in competitive class. Considering the importance of youth class exhibits, the jury has recommended special trophies. We wish to place on the record our appreciation for the very efficient manner in which the organizing committee and Nagaland Postal Division organized and conducted the exhibit. The jury congratulates the winners of medals and trophies, and we wish them that they will prepare for the higher awards at national and international exhibition and brings honor to the country. Madhukar Devgaka, jury committee, Virendra Sharma, jury secretary. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. A special cover is released to commemorate an event which is not nationally important enough to be commemorated by issue of a commemorative or special stamp, or for which a stamp cannot be accommodated in the annual issue program. Special covers are cancelled with a special cancellation cashier at the post office. Ladies and gentlemen, to commemorate the holding of the first state level online philatelic exhibition in Nagaland, which is being held from the 3rd to 5th February 2022, a special cover will be released now. The design of the special cover depicts a hornbill feather, which is used in traditional Naga attire to signify prestige and honor. May I now request the Honorable Sri Amitabh Kharkwal, the Chief Postmaster General, NE Circle, Shillong, who joins us virtually, to please release the special cover. I also request the dignitaries on the dais, the Honorable Special Guest, and the Honorable Postmaster General NE2, who join us virtually from Dimapur to join the Chief Guest in the release of the special cover. Thank you all. It is an honor and a privilege to have the Honorable Chief Guest, Sri Amitabh Kharkwal, the Chief Postmaster General, Northeast Circle, Shillong, in today's program. May I request Sri Amitabh Kharkwal, sir, to graciously enlighten us on the first state-level online philatelic exhibition in Nagaland. Online philatelic exhibition in Nagaland. Online philatelic exhibition in Nagaland. Online philatelic
the distinguished guests on the dais, the Deputy Commissioner of Kohima, Sri Gregory Thejawali, the Honorable Commissioner of Kohima, Sri Gregory Thejawali, the Honorable District and Session Judge Dimapur, Sri Inola Zimomi, the Honorable District and Session Judge Dimapur, Sri Inola Zimomi, Sri Viren Sharma, the renowned philatelist and jury member of the exhibition from Jaipur. Viren Sharma, the renowned philatelist and jury member of the exhibition from Jaipur. Sri Som Kamai, the Postmaster General from Dimapur. My colleagues, the Postmaster General from Dimapur. My colleagues from the Department of Post, ladies and gentlemen. My colleagues from the Department of Post, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for gracing the occasion. I'm speaking from Shillong, and the weather is cold and it's raining here, so there might be connectivity issues also. So please forgive me for that. It is a pleasure to be a part of this first virtual philatelic exhibition of Nagaland. It is a pleasure to be a part of this first virtual philatelic exhibition of Nagaland. And I have seen the exhibits. It's fascinating to see right from the penny black to what a number of children have exhibited on the exhibition. Fascinating to see right from the penny black to what a number of children have exhibited on the exhibition. Nagaland as a state is so culturally rich and has its own history. Nagaland as a state is so culturally rich and has its own history. And reading about Nagaland gives an insight into the various facets of life that are there. And reading about Nagaland gives an insight into the various facets of life that are there. It was a pleasure to hear the Honorable Principal District and Sessions Judge talking about philately and his passion for it. And I'm sure And I'm sure that the Som Kamai and his team will take it forward to inculcate an increase in the interest on philately. I'm sure that the Som Kamai and his team will take it forward to inculcate an increase in the interest on philately. Sri Sharma gave us a highly technical but a very knowledgeable way of how to present our exhibit so that we earn the points and get rewarded and then go on to the next level of philatelic exhibitions. Present our exhibit so that we earn the points and get rewarded and then go on to the next level of philatelic exhibitions. There is so much of scope in philately. And in the current pandemic situation, when everyone is sitting most of the time at home or online, the only window to the world is through the internet. And this is how we learn about various countries, their cultures, their nature, the environment. And this is how we learn about various countries, their cultures, the nature, the environment. In the present day world where everything is so quick, and everything is at a touch of a button, where people don't want to sit back and just savor the small pleasures of life, of having a hobby. Philately offers a window. To see the world in its different hues and colors. A special cover on Hornbill Festival was also released recently. And along with the Nagapex 2022 release of today's special cover. I am sure that a lot more people would be interested in collecting stamps or any other aspect of philately. I thank the distinguished guests for sparing time to attend this virtual philatelic exhibition. And all those people who are participating in this function.
encouraging and inspiring words. Ladies and gentlemen, to bring the first state-level online philatelic exhibition in Nagaland to a memorable and successful end, I now request Kumari A. Aka Agnes, Inspector of Post, Nagaland Division, to deliver her vote of thanks.
Respected Chief Guest, Sri Amitabh Kharkwal, Chief Postmaster General, Northeast Sarako, Shillong. Respected Guest of Honor, Sri Gregory Tejawile, IAS, Deputy Commissioner, Kohima. Respected Postmaster General, Northeast Region 2, Dimapur, Sri Som Kamai. Respected Special Guest, Sri Inalo Jimomi, Principal District and Session Judge, Dimapur. Respected Superintendent of Post, Nagaland Division, Sri Rajuzake Finyo. Senior Philatelist, Sri Virender Sharma. All jury members of Nagapex 2022. Representatives of print and electronic media. Colleagues, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. A delightful afternoon to everyone. On behalf of the Postal Fraternity, Nagaland Division, I'm greatly honored and privileged to propose the vote of thanks on this August occasion of the closing function of the first state-level online philatelic exhibition in Nagaland, Nagapex 2022. Gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for. I take this opportunity to express our profound gratitude and sincere thanks to our respected Chief Guest, Sri Amitabh Kharkwal, Chief Postmaster General, Northeast Circle, Shillong, for his esteemed presence on the closing function of the 3-day state-level online philatelic exhibition Nagapex 2022, and for gracing the event. Sir, your valuable thoughts and encouragements will serve as a motivation for us to strive forward. We also express our sincere thanks for your support in the release of the special cover on Nagapex 2022. Thank you, sir. On behalf of the Postal Fraternity Nagaland Division, I convey our gratitude and heartfelt thanks to our respected guest of honor, Sri Gregory Tejawile, IAS, Deputy Commissioner, Kohima, for gladly accepting our invitation and consenting to be our guest of honor today. We are indeed extremely grateful to you, sir, for sparing time from your busy schedule to be in our midst today. Sir, your words of encouragement is a motivation and will surely motivate the younger generation to pursue stamp collection and also benefit them in their pursuit to achieve greater heights. Thank you, sir. I express my sincere gratitude to the respected Postmaster General, Northeast Region 2, Dimapur, Sri Som Kamai, for his presence in our midst today. Sir, you have been a backbone in our endeavor and constantly motivating and inspiring us. Thank you, sir. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our respected special guest, Sri Inalo Jimomi, Principal District and Session Judge, Dimapur, for being with us today and for accepting our invitation. He is a renowned philatelist in Nagaland who have been constantly supporting us in the philatelic exhibitions that we have conducted in the earlier years too. We're indeed extremely grateful and honored to have you in our midst, sir. A special mention to our respected Superintendent of Post Nagaland Division, Sri Razuzake Finyo, for being the catalyst that motivated and stimulated us to do our best in making this event a successful one. Thank you, sir. Our sincere thanks also goes to Sri Virender Sharma, Senior Philatelist, who has joined us virtually from Udaipur, Rajasthan, and has enlightened us on a lot of things about philately, the collection and study of postage stamps. Thank you, sir. An event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels started rolling weeks ago. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of proactive and dedicated staff. I'm short of words for their involvement on completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. We thank the Assistant Superintendent of Post, Sri Joy Justin Bongcher, Sri Kevikrile Kirha, Sri Imsu Tenzuk Lamter, Sri John Angami, and Sri Imtikum Imsong for their untiring efforts. We also thank all the jury members of Nagapex 2022. We thank Sri Vikihel Kazo for designing the logo of Nagapex 2022. We thank Hornbill TV Nagaland, Pure Entertainment Group, for covering the event live and also for extensive coverage of the event through various social media platforms and TV channels. We also thank Ignite Software Technology Agartala, the web designing team of Nagapex 2022. We thank the Tourism Department Nagaland for the video documentary on the Hornbill Festival, which was telecast during the event. We thank the Sarako Cultural Troupe for giving a traditional touch to this event with their melodious voice. We also thank all the print and electronic media for covering the event. We thank all the participants under the invitee category, the student participants, their parents, and the school administration, and also the other participants for their contribution and support in making the event successful. Last but not the least, I thank everyone present here and also the viewers online for joining us. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Madam. I now request the Honorable Chief Guest Sri Amitabh Kharkwal Sir, the Chief Postmaster General, Northeast Circle, Shillong, to declare the closing of Nagapex 2022. Looks like we are having some technical issue. Before we end, here are some words said by someone about a postage stamp and its collection. It says, a stamp is a clue for someone's imagination. Whenever we look at a stamp or the stamp album, it takes you back to the stages of a particular place, an important occasion, or an event, or anything memorable or some substantial. It broadens one's mental horizon. It is so important for the young and the old alike to start the hobby of collecting and the study of postage stamps to distract himself or herself from the negative and unproductive influence of internet in this digital world. In the words of Geoffrey Chaucer, better late than never. It is really never too late to learn anything new, be it a profession or a good hobby. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all on my behalf for coming to the final and closing function of NagaPex 2022. Please continue to visit our official website by logging www.nagapex2022.com and do check the amazing and beautiful stamp exhibits and drawings by our philatelists and school students. Once again, thank you all. Stay safe, stay strong, wear mask, and God bless. Jai Hind.
That was the end to the live telecast of the closing ceremony of the first state-level online philatelic exhibition in Nagaland, organized by the Nagaland Postal Division. This is all for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.
याद रहे, अच्छे से होना चाहिए आयोजन।
एवरीडे मसालों से टेस्टी बने भोजन।
एवरीडे स्पाइसेस 100% टेस्ट।